personal. That's just Cynthel's way. She speak with love, but don't sugarcoat what she say. She might be blunt, but it come from the heart. Real ones feel her, been solid from the start. Don't take it personal, that's just Cynthel's way. She speak with love, but don't sugarcoat what she say. She might be blunt, but it come from the heart. Real ones feel her, been solid from the start.
Give me a 5 in the chat if you can hear me. And after you give me that 5 in the chat, let me know how long you've been watching my channel. And if you're not subscribed, then make sure you go ahead and do that. But again, first, let me know if whether or not you can hear me. Okay, let me know in the chat. So we are going to hop right into this. I'm going to give a couple of people a little bit of a chance to come in, but today we are going to get deep into hair product formulation, because so many times people will come online and tell you about their favorite products, but do they read off the ingredients? Do they let you know the importance of the product that you're using, or are you just shooting in the dark? And today I'm going to make sure that none of those things are happening. Thank you so much for letting me know that you can hear me. Again, give me a 5 in the chat. Hey, Boo. Give me a 5 in the chat if you can hear me. So we're going to cut this background music off really quick, but thank you everybody for being in here. Give yourself a round of applause. So let's go ahead and hop right into this and jump right into this data. Now, if you want to follow along with me, you can head over to my blog, which is listed in the description box below. So when you head over there, you can read right along with me, right? But I just want to make sure that everybody will be able to ask any questions that they want to ask as we go along. But please bear with me because I won't be looking at the screen. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. You've been watching since 2015. Crazy. I appreciate you. Thank you. Right. So let's hop right into this. Now, both of these products are near and dear to me. Not only will we be talking about the products, but we'll be going deep into formulation. Give me a 2 in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, give me a 2 in the chat if you can hear me. Actually, this is not where I want to start. And also give me a 2 in the chat if you can see this good. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to hit silk peptides first. So let me know, do you know what silk peptides are? I know that you hear things like silk press, silk wrap, all of the things, but do you actually know what they are? Well, today you're going to know exactly what silk peptides are and why they're so important. Okay, so the science of silk peptides in silk synthesis. Now, silk synthesis is the product that I have on the market for you right now, and it's not just a regular leave-in conditioner. This is why we are going into the technology and the formulation today. The science of silk peptides, surface repair, and treatment level conditioning is what we're diving into. Silk synthesis was created with one goal in mind, just one, to support the hair before the breakdown becomes visible or even apparent, right? Because again, I tell you all the time, most of these products are aimed towards, oh, repair this, repair that. Once the hair shaft is broken, it cannot rejuvenate itself the way that your skin does. So we are catching this before it breaks. Even if you already have some weak points, we're catching it right before it snaps, right? This is what we're getting into today. So most people think that damage begins when the hair snaps, splits, or sheds excessively. But in reality, the breakdown process starts way earlier at the surface of the hair fiber itself, because remember, your hair is a fiber constructed of three bonds. So long before hair visibly breaks, the cuticle begins to lose smoothness, flexibility, and structural balance. The strand becomes rougher, more porous, and when we're talking about porous, it's its ability to absorb and hold on to moisture and hydration. All right, more porous, more tangled, and more vulnerable to friction. But silk synthesis was designed to address this stage specifically, not through heavy coating. All right, we don't do that. Not through stiffness and not through temporary cosmetic tricks. You're talking to a scientist, but through a carefully balanced conditioning system centered around one intentionality chosen ingredient, right? Silk peptides. Put it in the chat for me if you're with me still. Silk peptides. Hey, lovely, how are you? Put it in the chat for me. Silk peptides. So, with silk peptides, there's something that we have to break down, right? So, why are silk peptides important and why do they matter? At the core of silk synthesis are silk amino acids, also known as silk peptides. Silk peptides are extremely small fragments of silk protein broken down into lightweight amino acid chains capable of interacting with the outer layer of the hair fiber, known as your cuticle, right? Unlike heavier proteins that can harden the hair or create really rigid surfaces over time, silk peptides were chosen for their ability to support the hair surface while maintaining softness and flexibility. They help to create what many describe as smoother hair behavior, silkier texture, improved softness, controlled slip, polished shine, flexible movement. But the real science is way deeper than appearance or surface level fixes. Hair usually breaks down way before it actually breaks off. It snaps off in your combs and brushes and on your shirts, right? Hair rarely breaks instantly. You have to really be doing some serious damage on your hair. Because before a strand snaps, the outer cuticle layer usually becomes rough, uneven, lifted, porous, and vulnerable to friction. This can happen from heat styling, rough detangling, excessive brushing, tension, manipulation, environmental stress, or repeated swelling and drying from water exposure. Right? Our wash and goes, our constantly walking around the house spraying our hair down with water. Like, give me a three in the chat if that makes sense. All of these things really do matter. So, how do silk peptides support the hair's surface to get ahead of the different things that we've done over the years to cause hair weathering? Well, this is something that I really need you to take notes for. So, give me a three if you're still following me. How silk peptides support the hair's surface. Hair is primarily made of keratin protein. And when the cuticle becomes uneven or worn down, hair weathering, we talk about it all the time. There are tiny, tiny inconsistencies that form across the surface of the strand. And so the weakened areas of the hair shaft are going to get way wider. These weakened areas increase massively in roughness, drag, friction, right? Moisture instability, and styling strength. These are all things that everybody's constantly dealing with and running after different oils and butters to fix. Silk peptides help support these compromised areas by forming a lightweight conditioning layer across the surface of the hair. This creates smoother textures, improved slip, softer feel, reduced friction, that's really big, and more controlled movement. So give me a 3 if you are still with me and everything is making sense to you, because it's really, really important that we really take the time to truly, truly, truly understand the science of products, whether you get products for me, right? Whether you get silk synthesis or whether or not you decide that you are going to just go after silk peptides or silk proteins in another way. You need to understand exactly what they are. And you also need to understand that everything that is on the market isn't like, oh my God, this is going to be a one stop shop. No, I'm being transparent with you and letting you know what this molecule will do, right? So, in simple terms, silk peptides help the hair behave like a healthier fiber before severe breakage develops, right? So, it's almost like putting a cast on your arm to give your hair the health and stability that it needs while you repair it and get it back to the place that it needs to be. Give me a 5 in the chat if you can see this graphic. If you head over to my website, you can see all of these yourself. They'll be there permanently. You can see them as much as you want. And then soon I have a free group, right? And you can join it. Link will be in the description box below. But once you join that free group, I will add the majority of these PDFs there. All right. So really, really, really think about that. But again, let me know whether or not you can see this in the chat. So, as you are looking at this, I really want you to see what we're talking about with visual damage, right? So, looking at number 1, this is a healthy cuticle. Number 2, these are the first signs of stress where the cuticle begins to lift a little bit. But then you can see surface damage when not only the cuticle is lifted, but there are cracks within the cuticle. Excuse me. And then we have the weakening strands. At level 4, this is where we're trying to catch everything. At level 4. Once we get to level 5 and level 6, the only thing we can do is cut it off. I'm being transparent with you. This is not a product, oh, this will fix split ends. There's no such thing. This is something that catches it in the progress, in the stage of progressing to 5 and 6, right? So say that, give me an explanation point or some type of emoji in the chat to let me know that you understand that, because I never want to come off like I'm just like, oh my God, this is the miracle. No, 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 no. So, why is reduced friction so important? One of the biggest causes of mechanical damage is friction. Every time hair is brushed in the wrong way, combed in the wrong way, stretched in the wrong way, blow dried in the wrong way, manipulated, and rubbed against clothing or fabric without properly being prepared, stress is introduced to the hair strand. So when the cuticle is rough, that stress increases dramatically. Silk peptides help to reduce friction by refining the surface texture of the hair in the first place. Now, this matters because smoother hair experiences less resistance during styling and manipulation. Less friction can help to support reduced snagging. You know, the snagging that you may feel on your shirt sometimes, easier detangling, softer styling performance, improved moisture behavior, and better long-term retention. This is one reason silk synthesis performs especially well before wet sets, blowouts, tension styling, and detangling sessions, right? It prepares the surface before stress is ever introduced. So this is so important because this is a treatment level leave-in conditioner, not a basic leave-in like the ones that you're used to using. Silk Synthesis was never designed to behave like a traditional leave-in because most leave-ins focus primarily on scents, softness, temporary shine, and surface coating. However, Silk Synthesis was formulated as a treatment level conditioning system. The goal is not simply to make hair feel soft temporarily. The goal is to improve how the hair behaves consistently over time through friction reduction, balanced moisture support, flexible conditioning, surface refinement, and lightweight slip. This is what the formula is feeling like. This is what it's supposed to be without any type of heaviness, right? So let's get into the full conditioning system. Silk peptides are the heart of the formulation, but silk synthesis works because every ingredient supports a specific role within the system. So, of course, number one, we have water, aqua. Okay, this acts as the delivery system that allows the treatment to spread evenly throughout the hair without heaviness. All right. So if you got that one, put number one because I just want to make sure everybody's following me as we move through here. So put number one. Number one is water. Okay. Number two, this is the thing. It's late. I'm not saying all of these long words. So we gonna say number two. Hello, I'm not doing it today. Like, so what? I'm a scientist. That don't got nothing to do with pronunciation. We don't, okay? Leave me alone. Yes, I know how to do it, but I'm not doing it tonight. Okay? Amen. Do we hear me? We do. Okay, let's keep going. So number one, we had water. The second ingredient is a lightweight smoothing ingredient that helps reduce roughness, improve shine, and support slip during styling. Right? So again, once you head over to my blog, you'll be able to look at the PDFs of each individual ingredient so you can see how important it is, right? This one is really, really important because it is a lightweight silicone. So if you're anti-silicone, nope, this won't be the product for you because most places have demonized silicones. Well, we don't demonize silicones over here. But again, this is a lightweight silicone and it has powerful benefits. Again, if you want to go deeper into each additive, make sure you head over to my website to check these PDFs. What you're looking at right now is my website. The next ingredient is a balancing system that keeps the conditioning ingredients evenly distributed throughout the formula for smooth, consistent performance. So I know when you look at the back of products, you get scared like, oh my God, what the hell is this? I don't know. What's C1216? This is what it is. Okay. So if you want more information on each ingredient, again, where are we going? Somebody said in the chat, we are going to the blog, baby, because every ingredient is there. I want you to feel confident in the things that you're putting in your hair, right? I have to practice what I preach. I tell you to do that with all products. So why would I not make it easier for you to know exactly what's in what I'm giving you? All right. The next ingredient is a carefully balanced humectant system that helps support softness, hydration feel, and flexibility without creating excessive heaviness or stiffness. Because a lot of times, most products can't balance that out. Well, Silk Synthesis can. Remember, it's a synthesis. It's just simple. Next up is the one of the key conditioning ingredients in Silk Synthesis, right? This helps to support moisture retention, softness, flexibility, smoother styling, improve conditioning feel. Okay, really important because it works with silk peptides to support softness without rigidity, and that's so important. Next up, listen, oh, you knew, you had to know that we wasn't doing nothing without blue, baby. But again, I always want you guys to think about the additives and the key constituents of a product, because if I tell you that silk synthesis, the main herb that's in it, is blue butterfly pea flower, you'll be like, what? It's not blue. Well, that's because I'm not using the actual tea. We pulled out all of the key constituents in the plant that we needed. And that's what has been introduced to the silk synthesis, thus the name silk synthesis, right? The botanical signature of silk synthesis is known for its naturally beautiful blue violet hue and antioxidant rich profile. Butterfly pea flower supports botanical antioxidant care, scalp comfort, apothecary identity, hello, and a naturally inspired finish. It is included as a botanical ingredient and is not intended to color the hair. So don't be nervous. Okay, again, if you want to know way more of the benefits, this is the additive within silk synthesis that makes it so you're not, I don't want you to spray it on your scalp. Don't do that. It's not for the scalp. However, if it gets there, it's not a big deal. It will do way more good than it will do harm. However, it's not a product for the scalp. So again, if you want to know more about the science of butterfly pea flower extract in silk synthesis, then make sure you head over to the blog. All right. This next one is a conditioning ingredient that improves detangling, softness, comb through, and manageability. Now, when I say detangling, we're going to get to detangling in a second, because the detangling process should be done long before the water is introduced to your hair, and we'll get to that in a second. But we all know that once you get done shampooing your hair, it's not necessarily detangling but combing it through. But I'm using the word detangling because people think that anytime they run into friction that they're detangling. So I just want to use words that people will be able to connect with more. All right. And this is especially important while the hair is wet and vulnerable, because we know that the hair is weakest when what? Say it for me in the chat. What? Let me know. Okay. So next up is hydrolyzed wheat protein and hydrolyzed wheat starch. This supports lightweight surface conditioning and flexibility without turning the formula into a harsh protein treatment, because it's not a protein treatment. These ingredients help support smoother texture, softness, body, and flexible conditioning, meaning it's not something that will just sit on your hair and make it heavy and weigh it down. Again, if you want to know more about each individual ingredient and you want to hop more into the way that we used it to go into the silk synthesis, then make sure you head over to the blog, because these graphics are great. Now, this one is something big, and I wanted to do a graphic with more color for this one, because I knew that this will be a place where people are like, I thought you said aloe was bad. When I say aloe in the hair is bad, I'm talking about when you go in the store and you get aloe, just the straight plant, and take it and then put it in your hair. That's what I'm talking about. In silk synthesis, all I pulled out were the key elements and the key constituents out of aloe that I really, really needed for the hair. And all of the ones that caused breakage and all of the things were left behind. That's why it is a synthesis. Okay? Because it's not just as simple as taking a product and putting it in your hair. No, you need to only hold on to the things that serve you, and the things that don't, you must let go. Aloe. It supports lightweight hydration and overall balance within this conditioning system. So, aloe leaf extract in silk synthesis is included to support lightweight hydration, scalp comfort, and overall balance within this conditioning system that is a synthesis. It is important to understand that this ingredient is very different from raw aloe vera gel or bottled aloe products commonly consumed as food or drink. The aloe used in silk synthesis is a professionally processed cosmetic extract designed specifically for the formulation stability and compatibility within a treatment based hair care system. All right. And unlike raw edible aloe, cosmetic aloe extracts are incorporated in carefully balanced levels to support lightweight moisture, softness, scalp comfort, and formula harmony without overwhelmingly the hair or disrupting the conditioning structure of the formula. Raw aloe products can sometimes spoil quickly, feel sticky and heavy, leave residue on the hair, and create inconsistent results. It also interferes with low porosity hair when overused. So with silk synthesis, aloe leaf extracts functions as a supportive botanical ingredient, not the primary additive. It just doesn't. It works alongside silk peptides, humectants, and other conditioning agents to maintain a softer, more balanced feel throughout the treatment experience, right? And this distinction matters because silk synthesis is not built around raw, do it yourself ingredients. Absolutely not. It's built around controlled formulation science where each ingredient is selected not only for what it is individually, but for how it performs within the complete conditioning system because it's a synthesis. That's the thing. And of course, we have the preservation plus the pH system. And this is really, really important because all of these key constituents work together to keep the formula stable, balanced, and safe while supporting hair's friendly pH. So, again, it's really, really important that we pay attention to porosity and all of the different factors that go into our hair because why silk synthesis works best across all hair types is one thing that's really important because the next question will be, is it best for low porosity hair or high porosity hair or relaxed hair? We good for all porosities, baby. And everybody, whether you relax, whether you have virgin hair or unchemically treated hair, you're good, right? So when we're talking about this, silk synthesis was intentionally formulated to adapt across low porosity hair, high porosity hair, medium porosity hair, straight textures, curly textures, coily textures, wavy textures, unrelaxed hair, what people classify as natural hair, but I call virgin hair, and color treated hair, heat styled hair, relaxed hair, all of the things. For low porosity hair, the formula remains lightweight and flexible without excessive buildup. So if you have low porosity hair, you have a cuticle that's really, really tight. Well, guess what? This actually doesn't matter because the formula is lightweight. It's going to be flexible. For high porosity hair, the conditioning system helps to support smoother surface behavior and improves the moisture feel. I have high porosity hair, and even though I closed down my product line before, I never stopped making it for myself. And the texture and the the layers and the way that my cuticle performs is amazing with high porosity hair, right? Because again, the conditioning system helps to support a smoother surface. And for, your textured hair, most people are looking for a slip and a reduction in friction as you're combing through your hair, and it gives slip and reduces friction to help support easier manipulation and the combing process because we're going to get to detangling in a second. For fine or straight hair, the formula provides softness and shine without heaviness. So you don't have to worry about it weighing your hair down unless you completely overuse the product. The goal was never to force one textured outcome. The goal is to support healthier hair behavior across all textures and porosities. So, how do you use it? You spray it onto towel dried hair, freshly shampooed and conditioned hair. Once you distribute it evenly, mid lengths to ends, you do not rinse. You can proceed with your wet sets, your flexi ride sets, your blowouts, tension styling, your everyday styling. But make sure you use it consistently as part of a simplified, intentional routine. Because remember, this is a peptide. So, yes, it will feel better after one use, absolutely. But for maximum results, use it on a regular basis, right? Silk synthesis is built around one central system. Hair responds better when stress is reduced before it breaks down, before the breakdown escalates. Silk peptides were chosen because they help to support the area where stress appears first, the surface of the hair fiber, the cuticle, right? Not throughout heaviness, not through rigidity, not through temporary coating, but through lightweight surface refinement, flexibility, flexible conditioning, moisture balance, and reduced friction. That is the philosophy behind silk synthesis. Give me a 3 if you're with me. This is a treatment level synthesis of silk peptides, botanical care, and formulation science, created to support softer, smoother, and more resilient hair behavior over time. This is silk synthesis, right? So I did want to show you a review that we have from one of my gurus, right? Let me know. Give me a 3 in the chat if you can see this. It looks like you can. Okay. All right. So she said, definitely investing in silk synthesis. Following the 7-day hair challenge is now called the 7-day hair reset, but we'll talk about that in a second. Start over. Definitely invested in silk synthesis. And next, following the 7-day hair challenge, I'm 6 months post no oil or grease in my scalp. And this is my new growth, just 5 weeks post relaxer. Hair length retention is my focus now. I'm so enthused yet patient about the full density and even long length of my hair in a year's time. Thank you, Sin. So I'm so excited to see this, right? It makes me so happy when I see things like this. And on top of that, I also want you guys to know, like, when we're talking about my courses and my challenges and stuff, I know that I don't talk about them as much on my channel anymore. It's coming. But I really want you to know that regardless of what you see me posting here, I'm always in the paint with you all. And we get results. And you don't have to just, oh, I'm natural. You don't have to get a relaxer. You don't have to do any of those things. But I need you to know that whatever you decide to do, whether you decide to have virgin hair or natural or virgin hair or unchemically treated hair, then I got you. Because this is 5 weeks. You see it, 5 weeks post relaxer. So this is all brand new hair. Hair grows. The cuticle is maintained, and we are maintaining scalp health. So there's no balding. There's no thinning. I will, go back in another video, and I'll add her review along with some of the other videos that we have from where she started and where she is today, just because I love for us to be able to really, really see ourselves in each other, right? Because this is great. It's amazing. So I was going to do oil detangling next, or are y'all just ready to go and you want to do oil detangling on another day? Let me know in the chat really quick. Let me know. Let me know. Vote really quick in the chat. And I'll go to it. This is what it looks like. Y'all want to go over this today? Or do y'all want to wait another day? And I'll come back and say, hey, really quick, what you want to do? Let me know, baby. Let me know. What do I? Hold on, yeah, I'm here. I'm just checking my phone real quick. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and go over this, right? We will get into detangling. That's what we are going to do, right? So, Cynple Satin. I hate the term pre-poo only because it wasn't structured properly. Because when we are talking about pre-shampoo, or pre-wash, pre-detangling. This is something that we're doing before the bonds are ever broken in your hair. Remember, I told you there are 3 bonds that hold your hair together. We have the hydrogen bond that is broken by water. So anything once that bond's broken, it's not pre nothing. The bond's already broken. So when we're detangling the hair, when we are doing a pre-poo or a pre-wash, right? The pre-wash is something that happens before the bonds are broken. Somebody put in the chat before the bonds are broken, right? Really quick, before the bonds are broken. So most people detangle their hair at the exact moment the hair is most vulnerable, which is when it's wet. Wet hair swells, stretches, and experiences more friction. For textured, curly, coily, wavy, or long hair, that can often lead to unnecessary snapping, tangling, and stress during your wash day. Cynple Satin was created to change that process completely. And this is what it looks like. This is not a traditional hair oil. This is a pre-wash botanical detangling oil formulated to create slip on dry hair, help reduce friction before shampooing, support scalp clarity, and prepare the scalp and strands for cleansing. Cynple Satin is designed to be applied to dry hair from mid shaft to ends, detangled gently, then shampooed out with a clarifying shampoo. The result is a smoother, cleaner detangling experience with less resistance and less manipulation overall. So why is detangling your hair before shampooing important? Why does it matter? Well, hair behaves differently when it's wet. When strands absorb water, the cuticle swells. The hair becomes more elastic. Okay? The hair, it really gets to a place where you think that it's more slip or it's easier to comb, where in reality your hair is actually paralyzed, is unable to move. So obviously something that's not able to move, something that's paralyzed, is going to be easier to manipulate, obviously, right? Again, the hair becomes more elastic, friction increases, knots tighten more easily. That's why so many people had all of those single strand knots, which are a form of split ends, but I digress. We'll talk about that another day on the Cynple Network. And the ends become more vulnerable to breakage. Dry detangling changes the timing of the process. Instead of fighting through swollen strands in the shower, Cynple Satin introduces lubrication and glide before shampooing while the hair is still more structurally stable. This allows tangles to release with less force and less stress on the strand. So we'll go over exactly how Cynple Satin works in a second, but let's keep talking. What makes Cynple Satin different? Cynple Satin combines lightweight botanical oils, slowly infused herbs. When I say slowly, baby, I'm talking about months. Okay. Functional scalp protective ingredients and rosemary essential oil for scalp purification support. The formula was intentionally developed to soften tangles, support scalp cleanliness, loosen buildup before cleansing, and to rinse clean after shampooing. Unlike heavy oils that sit on the scalp for days, Cynple Satin is meant to work with the cleansing process and not against it. So, the botanical breakdown, every ingredient inside of Cynple Satin serves a purpose. Number one, marshmallow root is for slip and friction reduction. Marshmallow root is one of the most important herbs in the formula because it's a naturally slippery plant compound. These compounds coat the hair shaft, reduce friction, increase glide, and help strands to separate more easily. This makes marshmallow root ideal for detangling because it allows knots to loosen up gradually instead of catching and tightening. So the benefits are enhanced slip, softer dry strands, softens manageability, improves manageability, and reduces tension during detangling. Bodak root, one of my favorite herbs. It's literally almost in everything in the apothecary. Bodak root for scalp clarity and comfort. Bodak root has traditionally been used in scalp and skin preparations for its balancing and purifying properties. It helps to support a cleaner scalp environment, reduce buildup accumulation, scalp comfort, and freshness. Bodak works especially well in pre-wash formula because it helps to loosen up oil and debris before shampooing. And most of the time, most of the things that you're doing, you're adding like heavy co-washing creams and what looks like a conditioner and all of the things, where in reality, you're just adding things instead of loosening them up, making them easier to be removed, right? So the benefits is it supports scalp clarity, helps in discouraging buildup. So once you use it, it really, really helps you to manage the scalp's microflora because you'll never get rid of it, but it helps you in keeping it balanced. It refreshes the scalp surface and it complements clarifying shampoos. Next up is nettle leaf and nettle root, mineral support and oil balance. Now, nettle is rich in naturally occurring minerals and has long been associated with scalp vitality and hair support. In Cynple Satin, nettle helps to support balance and the scalp's environment to reduce excess oil accumulation. Now, if you've been here on my channel for a while, you already know my problem. I have an overproduction of sebum. So it helps in balancing that, right? If you get too much or not enough, it's going to help with balance. It reinforces the overall hair's appearance, right? Excess oil and buildup can contribute to microbial imbalance on the scalp, making nettle an important supporting botanical. Its benefit supports the scalp balance, help to regulate excess oil, it supports fuller looking hair, and it enhances overall scalp freshness. A lot of you think you have dry scalp, but the reality is you have an overproduction of sebum that's also causing you an overproduction of your scalp's microflora. So when you get something to balance it out, baby, we're almost done. Hibiscus is for softness, shine, and flexibility. Hibiscus is included to improve the feel and flexibility of the hair during detangling, right? It helps to soften a strand, improve smoothness, increases flexibility, and enhances shine. This is especially important at the ends of the hair where the tangles and breakage tends to concentrate. So it enhances softness, adds shine, improves flexibility, and helps to reduce roughness at the ends, of course, right? So when we're talking about rosemary, rosemary essential oil and scalp purification. One of the key functional ingredients in Cynple Satin is rosemary essential oil. Rosemary oil is widely recognized in cosmetic formulations for its ability to help purify the scalp surface, refresh oily or congested scalps, discourage microbial overgrowth, and support scalp cleanliness and balance. The scalp naturally contains microorganisms known as microflora. This includes bacteria and yeast that exist naturally on the skin. Problems can occur when excess oil accumulates, when product buildup sits on the scalp, when the scalp environment becomes imbalanced. This imbalance can contribute to odor, flaking, itchiness, and congested scalp conditions, right? Rosemary essential oil helps to create conditions where excessive microbial growth is less likely to thrive. So give me a 2 in the chat if that makes sense. Again, we talk about rosemary many times on my channel, but again, it is not the same thing as taking rosemary essential oil and just slapping it on your scalp. It doesn't work like that. I'm not recommending you to do that. You will go bald. Again, everything is a synthesis, and it is one of the many ingredients within Cynple Satin. So, supporting the scalp microfloral balance. Cynple Satin is not a medicated treatment. Instead, it supports the scalp by helping loosen buildup before cleansing, purify excess oil accumulation, refresh the scalp's surface, and discourage microbial imbalance. This is especially effective because Cynple Satin is designed as a pre-wash oil. Used before shampooing, the formula helps to lift debris and prepare the scalp for clarifying slash cleansing without leaving behind a heavy residue after. So, why is it shampooed out? Well, many oils are designed to remain on the hair for long periods of time. And when I say designed, I mean that's what they tell you. You shouldn't be putting oil on your scalp like that, no way. But whatever. It attracts dirt, it increases buildup, it suffocates the scalp, and it weighs down textured hair, especially, right? But Cynple Satin was intentionally designed to be applied before wash day, to be used for detangling, and to be shampooed away completely. This approach leaves the scalp cleaner, prevents heavy residue, and allows conditioners and treatments to work better afterwards. That's why a clarifying shampoo is recommended after, right? And we have some of our root remedy shampoo right here for a suggestion if you want to know a really good herbal detoxifying cleanser, right? It's great. So, how you would use it is you would apply it directly to dry hair from mid shaft to ends. Now, if you want to use it as a scalp treatment, I repeat, don't oversaturate your hair with it. What I want you to do is take a cotton ball and saturate the cotton ball with Cynple Satin and rub it across your scalp. Leave it on for no longer than 15 minutes. Let your body heat do the work and then shampoo it away, right? But again, if you're using it as a detangler again, you're going to use your fingers or a detangling tool to reduce the knots and the tangles from your hair. And it's not, you're still using a comb or a brush, but as you're working Cynple Satin in, you're using your fingers to do so because you want to rub the cuticle, right? And then once you do that, then you can go ahead and comb through, right? Number three, number three, like I said, you can use sparingly on the scalp for a treatment, and then make sure you shampoo thoroughly with a clarifying shampoo, and you can follow up with a conditioning treatment like root remedy conditioner treatment for an example, right? So it is for all the textures of hair, right? But of course, my main customers are people with curly hair, coily hair, textured hair, that is prone to tangling regardless of whether or not it's curly, wavy, straight, whatever. Protective style prep, wash day preparation, or length retention routines. Anyone looking to reduce unnecessary manipulation and improve the detangling process can benefit from a pre-wash approach. All right. So this is Detangling Refined. Cynple Satin was created around one simple idea. Detangling should not feel destructive. You shouldn't have clumps of your hair in combs and brushes. And by changing when detangling happens and supporting the scalp before cleansing, Cynple Satin transforms wash day into a smoother, cleaner, and more intentional process. This is not just the oil. This is a pre-wash ritual designed for slip, clarity, balance, reduced breakage, and healthier detangling experience. Cynple Satin Botanical Oil, detangling refined. So if you want to know more about it, again, make sure you check the links in the description box below so you can get your hands on it. And really quick, I just want you guys to know when you go to my website, we'll go to the homepage really quick, just so you can see where my courses are. It's actually right there. So once you hit on courses, you will come right here, and we have courses starting at $15, $49, and then we keep going. So you can look through to see what is best for you, but this is what we have. So do you guys have any questions? I will take a couple, and if we don't have any, then we'll just head out. But thank you guys so much for sticking around and killing it with me. I do have a question about the nettle. Why the nettle in the pre-wash? So, did you read when you go back to when I talked about the nettle? I talked about its reasoning, my reasoning behind using nettle and its properties. And then if you head over to the blog, you can read through it yourself. And there's actually like a PDF with the nettle attached to it, so you can see exactly why I use nettle and all of the things, right? So you could go on there and check all of the key constituents of everything. Yes, 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 yes. So, or this video will be here at least until tomorrow, and then it'll only be on my website. But, or I might repost it as a video on YouTube. I don't know. But, this is mainly the thing that I really wanted you guys to see. If you head over again to my website, it's really, really easy for you to find these blog posts. I'll head back over there for you so you can see it for yourself. This is the song that plays on my website. It's for the Verdant Code.
Searching for the answer in the bottle on the shelf. Trying everything they told you, still you doubting yourself. Watching strands fall slowly, feeling pieces let go. But nobody ever told you what your body would show. It wasn't random, it was written in the signs. Every change in your scalp was a language in time. Edges thin and crown widening patterns falling apart. It was never just your hair, it was deeper than art. You were chasing product, you were looking for a cure, but your body needed balance, needed something more. It was speaking in a pattern you were meant to decode. Every answer led you back to the Verdant Code. Hair don't just grow, it remembers your story. Every signal in your body, every shift in your glory. When the environment is, it restores what was broken. This is more than just growth, it's a truth being spoken. Oh, yeah. Hair don't just grow, it remembers your story. Every signal in your body, every shift in your glory. When the environment heals, it restores what was broken. It's more than just growth, this is truth being spoken. Restore what was lost, bring it back to alignment. Balance every system, every Let's get into it. Lock it in gently, don't force it, just flow. You finally found it. The Verdant Code. Tight braids pulling roots on the strain. Scalp feeling tender, but they do it again. Circulation slowing up. Okay, so now this is where you can come directly to my website. I'm going to play this video really quick just so you can get a better idea of
my website, what it's about, what I do. This presentation's agenda, the Guru platform. Introduction to Smith's ecosystem, the Verdant Code, the four-phase biological recovery framework, Cynple Apothecary, science-led herbal formulations for restoration, digital education, masterclasses and hair recovery challenges, unique value, defining the unique guru difference. Meet Sam Smith, also known as Sindal, visionary behind the Guru platform. With over 18 years as a licensed cosmetologist, Sam Smith transitioned from styling hair to biological preservation. As the founder of Cynple Apothecary and the creator of the Verdant Code trademark, she merges rigorous scientific research with herbal intelligence to correct hair loss at its roots, moving beyond cosmetic trends to true biological wellness. The Verdant Code methodology. Number 1, detoxification and purification. So I'm pretty sure you guys get everything. If you want to know even more, the Cynple Journal is where we were just reading from today. You can hit that from there, or you can just head up and go straight to the blog. If you head over to where it says more, click on blog, and boom, shakala bloom. Here are both of the posts that we did today, along with a little bit more information, right? We have a pretty nice blog over here, so you can check that out. And then if you want to shop the apothecary, Cynple Apothecary, just click right here and you shop based on category, right? Based on what you're looking for. Let me make sure we're good. I'm like, can they even see this on screen? And then you're able to shop by category. Right, Silk Synthesis is right there, and you can still go through and look for the things that you want. So when it says shop now right here, so you can head right over and look through all of the different things that we have to offer and all of the different categories that they're in. So things are pretty easy for you on that note, right? You head over here where it says shop, Cynple Apothecary, and then under it says shop. And then you can check on the new bundles that we have and all of the other products, the ebooks that are here. Right, we only have a couple of ebooks in here right now. All of the different herbal blends are here. We have a few on sale, right? And a couple sold out. So it's really, really important. If something sold out, you can go ahead and put a request in and it'll be back up. And then for hair and scalp treatments, right, that's where you'll find Silk Synthesis and everything else. So I really hope that this video was informative. I don't think we have any more questions. So we'll go ahead and head out. Make sure you let me know if whether or not you have anything within the chat, if you need anything within the chat, and we'll be good. You could go ahead and make a request in the comments of this video, or you can make all of your requests over on the website. So again, if you see something over here that says sold out, for example, this says out of stock. So I don't have, oh wait, do I have that option on here? Hold on. No, I don't. My bad. I don't think I do. But you can write me. You can always email me and say, oh, hey, Sam, like, you bring this back, or, I have a request for this. Like, I haven't seen this up. Can you bring this back? And then I will. I will. So let me know if that's what you guys want to do. Give me a 2 in the chat if this was a good little chit chat, if whether or not you like these. And until next time, lovelies, I will see you later. Bye.